Woo! All right, we are
Are we
live.
up? Okay.
Yeah, we should be
Nice.
up.
Cool
All right,
beans. Yep,
awesome.
that is popping up now.
Oh, yep, I see it now.
Yay!
Nice.
All right,
This looks
guys.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks
Welcome
great.
to the Infinite Shelf Life. I almost said podcast. This is a stream, but maybe it will be made into audio only form just because later on.
You could always do that. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm Infinite Shelf Life on all the socials, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. You can also call me Infinity War Torn if you join the Discord. And I'm joined by, introduce yourselves.
You want to go first, Falcon?
I guess we should have figured this out beforehand. Hi everyone, I'm Falcon. Channel on YouTube as well. It's all Falcon's Fun.
Yeah, Falcon's Fun and Falcon's Tech.
Hold on one sec, popping out the chat real quick just so I can full screen it. It's your boy Joestar, J03STAR on all my socials, and I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube. There's the big suck on Instagram actually. Underscore suck. 1C.
And you're also blowing up on TikTok right now.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Hey man, it's interesting. The TikTok that I made about the Power Rangers Fortnite thing, I did not think would get so many views, but it's
is it blowing up right now?
It's at like 11K last time I saw. I don't know. I think that's crazy.
That's pretty good. Yeah, that's good. That's awesome.
But today we're going to be talking about just like a little thing that has been on my mind for a while now, just because of certain product availability that wasn't available before but now is. And we're going to be talking about the potential of a Marvel Legends evergreen wave, or waves in this theory crafting idea of mine. So we'll show where this all started from. This graphic is by a creator called Preternia, preternia.com. Please follow them if you are a collector or you really want to get into collecting. They are just on top of it with like anytime something comes out, they post the pre-order links, when it's in stock. Like seriously, look for their socials. They are a completely invaluable resource to all collectors, action figure and otherwise. And they made this graphic, and we're specifically going to be talking about the fact that there's a retro Doctor Doom Ghost Rider, and I guess to a certain extent J. Jonah Jameson, Rhino, and Sandman. But those are all very sought after figures in the aftermarket. They're super or at least they were super pricey. Some of them are going for like $100+, which, you know, if that's what you're willing to pay, that's fine. But for those who have been, I don't know if patient is the right word, but the thing is, they are available now, or they're going to be available tomorrow, at least for Doom and Ghost Rider. And there has not really been a communication as to why reissues happen, who's getting reissued, why who, what, when, where, why about the entire thing is not really clear. So that's what got me to think, who should be in like a evergreen Marvel Legends wave, right? who should always be on shelves, who should always be available for those collectors who are new in the hobby, or like they're getting back into it, catching up, what have you. Obviously, the kinds of characters that are going to be relevant is always going to be different. This is the featured wiki article carousel from Marvel Wiki. Obviously, Fantastic Four is up here since the movie is out. Ironheart and Hood are up there because of their show. And I'm pretty sure Spider-Man, Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Wolverine, all of them are going to be on there regardless of what media and stuff is coming out.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, so like who's relevant, who gets to be chosen. I think Marvel Rivals is also a very interesting media property to look at when we're looking at character selection, because I remember when the roster first hit, there were questions about who was going to be in that initial roster. And when the initial roster hit, people were like, you know, where's Cyclops? Where's the Fantastic Four? Really big questions as to like why Squirrel Girl or Jeff the Shark, why were they included over like what some people consider to be staple Marvel characters. And so the proposed evergreen wave, I'm basing it off of a BAF or Build-A-Figure wave. For those who are not familiar with how Marvel Legends are traditionally structured, a Build-A-Figure wave is made of 6 figures that each have a BAF piece that make one really big figure, and there's usually one pack-in that doesn't have any Build-A-Figure pieces, and they're usually a character that most people would consider also staples, or just at the very least they want to get that figure and not have to have an extra piece with it. So in this example, we have Wolverine here. He does not come with anything. He's just Wolverine. And with the idea of a evergreen line, in my research of like, have they done anything like this before? There is a Star Wars Black Series archive collection. I'm not entirely sure if this was a popular move by Star Wars collectors, whatnot. But this is basically what I was thinking of when I was looking at the possibility of an evergreen line. And I guess on some level, the Marvel Legends team is kind of doing that already with MCU figures, because there's like a Captain America, an Iron Man, and a Spider-Man out right now. But I was wanting this proposed line to be more about like the comics, right? And we're definitely not looking to do something like Maximum. Those are I'm not saying Maximum is a bad idea by any means. I'm just saying, like, for the new collector, for a collector who's maybe trying to save money, trying to catch up, Maximum is not the move, right? Like, these are $50 plus price point. Yeah. That's 2 or more Marvel Legends figures if you can get like a deal or clearance. So that's not what I'm about when it comes to this proposed line. So that brings us back to, who do we pick for this evergreen wave? Again, popularity and cultural zeitgeist is ebbing and flowing. I did find it funny that that Human Torch and Mr. Fantastic are new to this. I think this is Ranker. So that's, they're like, crazy. They're new, they're rising, give them votes, or maybe take votes away from them. And then I just included the Spider-Man exhibit that's at MSI right now, because
oh snap, yeah,
that's really cool. And it's also like, clearly like Spider-Man is the face of Marvel in many senses. And I also, at least for my perspective, when I went about choosing the various characters for the evergreen ways I propose, I took into account, the importance of diversity in Marvel, whether they're characters of color, women, that kind of thing. There are a lot of iconic characters in these groups that should definitely not be ignored. And, a lot of Marvel Legends collectors often lament at especially the lack of female characters often included in waves. And I also want to take note that this is not going to be a line that's just going to be heroes. Villains are also important. There's just some Marvel characters who are villains that are just as iconic as the heroes. Some people would even argue more so. And yeah, this is the initial 8 that I came up with for a wave. So obviously we have our big figure in Hulk. I don't think anyone would argue against Hulk being included. Same thing for Spider-Man, Iron Man, Wolverine, Cap. Those are honestly Marvel top 5 always, if you ask me. Storm, another very important character to the X-Men, prominent black character and female character. And then Doctor Doom and Venom are super popular, iconic villains, and just popular characters in their own right as well. And not really necessary, but this is kind of what I imagine what this evergreen line would look like. So very, very minimal. I can even imagine maybe they limit articulation somewhat by not giving them butterflies or I don't know, just cutting back on accessories, minimal, but keeps it at a good price point. I was thinking something around $20, maybe $22. And honestly, this is kind of what the MCU figures kind of look like in some of their releases. I'm thinking of that the I guess re-release of the Spider-Man trio of Toby and Andrew. They only came with one set of alt hands and one head.
The black suit gamers, the new Gamerverse black suit also doesn't have butterflies.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get into some proposals for waves, or at the very least hear me out of who should be included on a evergreen wave, and we're gonna start with Falcons picks.
Yeah, so I guess I'll preface this by saying I guess I didn't fully understand the assignment here. When you kind of pitched it as a Marvel Legends version of an archive wave, that I took that literally and ran with it. So I'm just okay, what are some older Marvel Legends releases that make sense to get back out there?
Gotcha. All right.
I'll also preface this by saying that before the show, when I was putting this together, I realized I did not have a female character on there. And then when I went to go look at the pool of figures that I pulled for this, I only had 2 female figures, and they're still relatively recent, so I didn't feel like it was justifiable to do a re-release of them quite yet.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how that ended up happening.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I tried to do a mix of. I came at this of okay, still relatively popular characters, but also things that could use a slight update. Figures that might go for double or more on the aftermarket. to get back out there for people that are wanting it. So first up, we still have to have Spider-Man. So I threw Homecoming Spider-Man, the homemade suit version. That goes for at least $50. Last time I looked on eBay. So everyone is always after a Spider-Man. I'm cheating with the next one, so I put Gamerverse Star Boost Iron Man on here, but I'm gonna give this one to Hasbro. I'm gonna let them cheat, and I want them to repaint this in the same colors as the MCU Star Boost, which we somehow have yet to get a figure of. So I'm like, you know what? It's not, the suit isn't accurate, but just take the Gamerverse one and repaint it, because the paint does look quite a bit different, even though the theming is pretty similar between the two. Moon Knight, from the show, the regular Moon Knight, also goes for quite a bit on the aftermarket, surprisingly. And I figure that between the next two Avengers movies, he's likely to pop up and become somewhat relevant again. So I figure let's throw him in there for people looking to grab him. And I know we recently got a couple comic releases of Moon Knight, so a little bit of variation in that regard, just to get the MCU one out there again. This is fully self-indulgent here. Our guy in the suit release for the Wave, Phil Coulson re-release that only ever came out in Toys R Us exclusive pack. So I figure, like, okay, reuse the old suit body. I don't care. Just do a Phil Coulson re-release with a photo reel for the face, and I'll be happy. You know. Um, we got another Spider-Man release here with Into the Spider-Verse Prowler. That also goes for quite a lot on the aftermarket. It goes, last time I looked, it was at least 60, if not maybe 80. I don't know. It goes for ridiculous amounts on the aftermarket, which kind of surprised me. But Miles is pretty popular character these days. So getting Prowler out there again, I think it's pretty smart. Especially since those movies are still relevant. This next one, I'm also kind of cheating with. I want them. We haven't gotten a Defender Doctor Strange in a while. And I would be surprised if they did a new comic one anytime soon. But with this Target exclusive version from Multiverse of Madness, it was based on the concept art, so the paint on it is very wrong. So this is another one where I'm just like, okay, just do repaint of it to make it more accurate, and I'll be happy. I threw in an army builder here. Another Spider-Man adjacent villain. I forgot what these guys are called. There's Mr. Negative's gang. Oh, the Inner Demons. That's
yeah,
right.
Inner Demons.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Yeah. I was
So, like,
for a
yeah.
second. I was like, "What are we talking about?"
Yeah. So the first Spider-Man game from Insomniac, they had the Inner Demons was one of the main foot soldiers that you fought against. And then they pull Hasbro, typical Hasbro. They put an army builder in with a named character in a 2-pack, and they gave you They gave you a total of 3, but 2 alternate heads for the Inner Demon with the different masks. It's like, okay, well, I need more bodies to put those heads on, and there's not an obvious, easy way to get that. So they don't even have to do all of the accessories or all the heads that this originally came with. But yeah, it would be nice to get an army builder out there. It gets people to buy multiples. And then my Build-A-Figure / deluxe release is also self-indulgent. But MCU Hulkbuster, that was originally a Build-A-Figure, and then it got an updated release with more paint and a 2-pack with Hulk for the 10-year anniversary, MCU anniversary wave.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I honestly, what I really want is just like a new, because this is undersized for what it is. I would like a more true to scale, bigger Hulkbuster, but I'll take a deluxe re-release any day.
Yeah. And
Um,
we can
but
go ahead.
skewer my list.
Yeah, I was gonna say we can go ahead and discuss like after each person presents, right? Sorry if I was not clear on the premise, but I do think that there's like something here for in a concept of like an evergreen line, right? Of should there be army builders for sure? I not gonna lie, I included the Doom purposely. If we go back on the last slide of like the Doombot head is like
Oh, okay.
intentional. So like even if people don't want the Doom, like if you just sold like a Doom by itself that's like minimal, but it has a Doom head, like that's at least an army builder for people, right? So it is actually, there's some credence to like, should there be army builders in like an evergreen line? And going along with like the inclusion of like another Spider-Man villain and like Iron Man 2, like how much should an evergreen line also cater to those characters, right? Already have Venom in that first theoretical wave. Do you include more Spider-Man villains? Because a lot of people would maybe make the argument for like a Green Goblin or a Doc Ock, or both even. And same thing for Iron Man. Like, do you include like an alternate Iron Man armor? Because I picked the classic because like that's just my sensibility, but like maybe people don't want that Iron Man. Maybe they want the modular or the extremis or whatever du jour armor
DiGiorno.
the suit du jour of Iron Man. But also the idea of including Moon Knight and Doctor Strange is interesting because I'm sure a lot more people know who those characters are now than probably ever. I would argue that Strange and Moon Knight were probably like C and maybe D-list characters in the
Strange
past.
has been on the Avengers for a while, hasn't he?
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm saying like again, I'm dating myself, but like
Are you saying like pre-MCU, pre Iron Man 1?
Yeah,
okay.
definitely pre-MCU
Okay.
because that's how it was for like Iron Man and Cap too. Like I wouldn't say they were like I would argue they were A characters, but like some people were like they were kind of B-list. Like if they like went away for a bit, like people wouldn't really care, right?
Right. And then meanwhile,
definitely.
like anything happens with like X-Men characters. Sorry to jump in.
Okay,
it's like
no.
everyone loses their mind.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with including more Spider-Man, Iron Man stuff. Strange and Moon Knight definitely have earned spots, rightfully so. I have always been a fan of those characters, but the now the culture has caught up, right? So those would definitely be candidates for evergreen releases, especially depending on what in the future MCU stuff they plan to do with them, and I do feel like a suit guy especially if it's Coulson, is definitely like needed. Like there's very much a argument to be made for just like having just like a normal person included on an evergreen wave, and if it's a person in a suit, like that's just cake for a lot of people who want either civilians or they want like a bunch of like FBI agents or just like dudes in suits for whatever reason in
Goons in
just like
suits.
yeah, goons in suits.
You gotta have the figure that costs only fucking $2 to make, you know?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, because that's another thing too. Like how much money can they save by just reusing stuff, right? Especially if like in my proposal, it would be reusing stuff and maybe taking some tech away, even though a lot of people would not be happy with that. But I would argue that the people who are complaining about that are not the people that this line would be targeted for, right? Again, it's for people who want to be in the hobby but may not have the money for it. You know, kids, you know, God forbid, like toys are sold to children, that kind of thing.
Right.
But yeah, and this is Joe
Oh,
Stars.
wait, hold on. I have something. I have something to talk about.
Oh yeah.
For Falcon's toy line, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing I'm seeing like major MCU, right? Just straight up mainline cinematic universe vibes, and my brain automatically is like, one thing that would one up it is if that Prowler was Donald Glover.
Oh, and you just gotta
Just a Donald Glover figure.
Yeah.
Oh my
Okay.
god, people would explode for it. All right, yeah, sorry about that.
No. I mean, he shows up in Spider-Verse, so like that
Yeah,
makes sense too.
he does, which like makes it better. More connectivity.
All right.
All right.
So just
So my list is kind of crazy. It's a little bit everywhere. So for the Build-A-Fig, the main deluxe, right? I was thinking Maestro here, mainly because you know the whole idea for some reason that came up in my head was like just multiverse stuff and also dimension hopping, all sorts of wacky shenanigans that happens in like Marvel. And my brain, like, I know the premise was like choose what I would think would be good starters for collecting. My brain just kind of threw that out the window. Um, and chose like kind of somewhat obscure characters here and there. I mean, aside from I guess the Maestro for whoever like is always like, oh, I love the Hulk. I'm gonna look at all the versions of Hulk. And then same thing with like Thing. So anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. So after
we are getting
Maestro,
apparently new Hulk figures next year, so it's
right?
possible.
Thank God, it's happening. It's already working. I'm manifesting. um. So
I'm not gonna lie,
after,
I would be kind of salty if they made a new Maestro because I just bought one.
oh dang, that's
but
crazy.
in the collecting community, that's called making a sacrifice. So you're welcome, people who wanted a new Maestro potentially.
100%. And then after Maestro, I thought of Kang, mainly because of the whole
Extremely
like,
relevant character right now.
yeah, exactly, right? Because like the whole fiasco with, you know, Jonathan Majors MCU stuff, everyone's like, he could have been a great character, and then people who don't really know, they start looking it up, like, what character was he again? And it's like, surprise, he's actually supposed to be this really cool time traveling conqueror that kicks ass. Um,
He's a Doctor Who villain.
yeah, instead we get that. And then so going into just thinking about more and more like multiverse possibilities and whatnot, timelines. I was thinking Ben Grimm, but the old Ben Grimm from when he was like what, a billion years in the future with the long rock beard too.
I was gonna
And
say
the cane
I
and
did include the First Steps Ben because I do think they should have included a beard head, and
There you go. Yeah,
they
a beard
didn't.
sculpt.
But that I wouldn't be surprised if that becomes a look now for Ben
Right.
in
In the
comics
comics,
too.
like a mainstay. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it was a good look. I mean, when they did it the first time, it was great. But like when they did it live action, nice. And then so I thought of Hulk. I thought of Kang for some reason. I thought of Thing because like I'm also thinking about me myself getting into this hobby. I would say, or like thinking about the characters I would like to get figs of, and then Beta Ray Bill came up, which is completely not that big of a character, but in my opinion, he's pretty big. He's pretty huge. Because like I mean, the only other guy who could hold Mjolnir, right? Uh, I would
Sidelined
like
by
a new figure of
Hasbro.
that. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. In fact,
So
this picture is not of a Marvel Legends.
I was gonna say that looks
Ben-
small.
Yep, that is
yeah,
a 3 3/4 Marvel Universe Beta Ray Bill, because
yep,
the last time they did a Beta Ray Bill in the classic costume was Toy Biz. They did
yeah.
a
I
modern
want.
version, but like we need the classic look.
Yeah, we need a new classic figure of Beta Ray Bill because I also lost mine in a garage sale. So
I know that
as
feeling.
all people do. And then this next one, I know what you're thinking. Why is there two guys? Like, who's that little bean on the screen? I thought of this as a 2-pack, mainly because of how short the characters are. Impossible Man, again, absolutely obscure character, not relevant at all, in my opinion. But yeah, he's there because there's no existing fig of him. And then a better Howard the Duck, at least, with more articulation. I mean, that last one, that what if one, was really bad. I almost bought it.
Crazy to be deluxe pricing for that, and I think an Ant-Man head in a
Yeah,
jar.
it's like I'm like, why? Is it because of the
Insane.
sculpt is good? Not good enough for me. I want my toys to move.
No, it's pure budget reasons, and yeah.
Oh man,
To less said, the
rough
better.
roadie. Yeah, and then I guess during this list, I realized, hey, get back on track. It's supposed to be somewhat relevant characters, and I thought of the Baker. So I'm like, why not? A character that's like pretty big, big deal in the MCU, right? He always pops up whenever like something in the universe is going wrong, and then also Fantastic Four related, kind of.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Not
Yeah.
kind of.
So I'm like, yeah. Um, but yeah, definitely Maker because I don't think there's any figures. I don't think, right?
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah,
there is
I'm
not.
like trying to.
Which is honestly kind of surprising.
I'm
Yeah, I
manifesting
agree.
right now. I'm manifesting right now all these things. Um, next figure, I think I was talking to you about it. Infinity, that I guess like we talked through more like maybe a more human character. Hold on, let
Mhm.
me pull up my notes. I have my notes somewhere.
Yeah, this the picture I'm using is the Bruce Banner from a Amazon exclusive 4-pack from Age of Ultron, I think.
Yeah, I
I
guess. Yeah.
That's a
yeah.
choice.
Yeah, it's Mark Ruffalo.
Question
I
mark?
was
I guess.
yeah.
That doesn't look like him.
I don't know who that man is. Oh man. Anyways, my original idea was like Lou Ferrigno Hulk as a figure.
Oh, okay.
But I kind of agreed talking to Infinity about it. Like we do not have like any modern fig of like comic accurate Bruce Banner, so it's like why not? And then
Yeah.
of course my boy
The
Death's
two
Head.
yeah, the 2-pack Gray Hulk Bruce Banner does not count.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
Oh,
that's what I was thinking of.
I personally don't think that looks like Bruce Banner. That just looks like a guy.
Yeah.
some guy. Wait, do
It
you
just
have an
looks like
image of it?
uh
Pull it up.
if you yeah, it's like I said, it's kind of I don't know. It looks like too young also. Like that's like another issue I have with it. But yeah, I'm going to try to do this without absolutely breaking uh the stream. But yeah, I can put it to stream chat. But yeah, go ahead, go on.
Oh yeah. So, anyways, the after Bruce Banner, I definitely put my boy Death's Head in there because we have kind of like the modern Marvel version of him, but we don't have his classic costume of when he was in the Transformers Marvel comics, which was like a green vest ish yellow belt. It's way different from this one. I mean, I like this one because it is now what Death's Head is, but I do also like his classic form.
All right, I got the link also. But yeah, the uh the things brought up with the especially with the Falcon, you got it. All right. Things brought up especially with the likenesses, right? Of
Yeah,
like
uh,
Lou
getting
Ferrigno and
rights and stuff. Yeah,
yeah, that and even like with Death's Head, that's always something that um, a lot of collectors are like, well, why don't they just make this? And the thing is that there's always going to be potential issues with like rights usage. Any kind of character that gets put into like an evergreen wave, especially, like they got to have that stuff solid, because then you have things like the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man being put on an Amazing Spider-Man 2 card back where everyone else is on a Far From Home card back, and everyone's like,
right.
wait, why are the card backs different? And I think I also wanted to bring up with the Howard the Duck Impossible Man 2-pack. This is just a toy thing that I don't think a lot of people know. But even with like a smaller figure, right? Those often have very similar prices to like actually develop in comparison to a bigger figure. So this 2-pack, even though it'd be like, oh, there's not a lot of plastic, there might be limited engineering, that kind of thing. And as much as I said like that's crazy that they charge $25 for essentially a statue with movable arms and a ball neck, there's a possibility that that actually costs just like not that much different from a full 6-inch figure, right? So even if it was like a 2-pack like this could be easily worth the equivalent of like 150% of like a normal release, which is wild. That's just like how toy making works, you know. But I do think there is also credence to like, you know, reusing stuff even within like the evergreen line. Like if they do Maestro, yeah, it's another hopefully not on the same Hulk mold again. But at the same time,
Right.
like if they
Something
did,
newer.
like that's something that's less money they have to spend on dev, right? They have a Kang already, they have a thing already, they would just have to make like a new head. And there's also some relevancy to like, you know, what's going to happen in the future of Marvel, right? So Maker, I think, is honestly kind of a good call, because like there's a lot of potential for Maker to become a notable new relevant character in Marvel. And I feel like that hasn't really happened really for like villains, especially. Like it's already hard enough for new market saturation for new characters. Obviously, like the only new characters to really like hit it big recently, like Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, Miles Morales, obviously. And then like when you look at the gaps between like newer characters and their popularity, they're like really, really big. And again, like especially with villains, I think the last time like a really big villain hit it big, I honestly I can't really think of one other than Maker, who is like now super relevant. But yeah, and also with Beta Ray Bill being included too, there is also a question I have about like, do people think that like anything in the Thor bench, like in terms of characters, would they be considered for Evergreen Wave, right?
True.
So I'll go ahead and show my like my proposals for characters, and whoop, we'll talk about that next slide in a second. But yeah, so I got, man, I'm not gonna lie, I picked that Captain Marvel because I think it looks better than previous Captain Marvels, but it still looks, I don't know, there's like something about it that's kind of weirding me out, and I don't know what it is.
Like, are you wanting cowl on or cowl off? Know what I'm saying?
I honestly, it can go either way. I imagine it is going to be a cowl on situation. So I don't know. It could, like I said, it could go either way. But anyway, so yeah, Ultron, another iconic villain, also can be an army builder. Magneto, it was very hard to pick a third X-Men related character. I went with Magneto because, again, just from the cultural relevancy, he's an iconic villain. A lot of people would put him on like a Marvel villain Mount Rushmore, along with Doctor Doom, Venom, and Thanos. And that's why Thanos is here. Thanos would probably be my deluxe. I have Thing here as Fantastic Four rep. Again, it's very hard to pick a rep for Fantastic Four, consider they're a team, but Thing actually for a long time was very much considered almost like a Marvel mascot alongside Spider-Man, and there was actually a Thing team up comic where essentially they would put other characters that they felt needs more,
like to give it a boost,
like a little boost,
yeah.
kind of like what they did with the Hulk, and then I think even before the Hulk, it was the X-Men, or was it after Hulk? Because X-Men did that too. Like they were like the boosters for most of the, Marvel comics.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I just remember for a long time people are like, oh yeah, like if a character needed a boost, they would put them in a Thing comic, which is kind of wild to think of. And then my personal pick is Wasp. I think Wasp is a very essential Marvel character. They're a founding Avenger. It's also a way to cheat in Ant-Man because it would definitely be just like Wasp, no alt hands or head, wings, and like a small Ant-Man would be their whole deal. And then Black Panther, again, absolutely needs to always be in a evergreen wave. It's a huge culturally iconic character, especially now. And then we talked about Doctor Strange before, and then yeah, as much as like I'm sure there is like some resentment towards a Captain Marvel being included. I don't really care. I think Captain Marvel slash Danvers is very much needed um, in a evergreen wave. It looks like we may have lost video.
Oh.
Is that
I
true?
think we're still going.
We're still going? Okay.
No, we're still going.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Well, oh, your cam's just lagging. I think same with mine as well.
Oh, okay. All right. Then I will ignore this problem.
We accept.
I was
this problem.
gonna say real quick that we need the new pirate version of Carol Danvers.
Oh, there's a.
Yeah, did you see a couple years ago they changed her costume? She basically looks like a pirate.
Yo.
I don't know what you're talking about, but
Really?
no, I do get
okay.
okay, no, I get you.
Or,
No, that
like a naval captain is basically what her outfit looks like.
Yeah, that costume actually rocks. I do actually really like that costume. I'm actually surprised they haven't made that costume already, but
Right.
I personally think there might be again some folks out there that would just, you know, anytime a Captain Marvel or Carol Danvers related thing like comes out, they're just gonna be salty about it. So companies have just been kind of like, you know, wishy-washy on, you know, potential Carol inclusion.
Which sucks because you know, what's her name? Brie Larson, right?
Yeah.
For the MCU. I think she did totally fine. I liked her. Especially that first movie was pretty good. And it just sucks that, you know, the first MCU figure we got of her was before they went pinless and really nailed down how they're doing MCU figures.
Mm-hmm.
And then we only got that one figure for the second movie. We didn't even get her costume change for the end of the movie. Figure that.
Yeah. And like I said, the comic offerings for such figures are also kind of lacking. I think the last time we got a comic Captain Marvel specifically was like 2016, maybe earlier than that. I just remember seeing the it's one of those it was during an era of like Hasbro, it was pre like face printing tech, and so like eyes were sometimes kind of like going in two different directions.
Printed in a little bit.
Which again is why I use
places.
the Endgame version of her, because this is also like a preferred look, like the short hair, you know, this that Captain Marvel costume, that kind of thing. And then
at least she's gotten. There was a couple Warbird since recently, right?
Yeah, Warbird and the technically Moonstone, but you could fudge it to be Miss Marvel in the classic costume. I was also gonna say, kind of touching on Brie Larson as Captain Marvel too. I do feel it's very interesting that I think that Brie and Anthony Mackie also, they're both like very like jovial, super charismatic, like seemingly, at least like their outside persona is very like fun. And I feel like their characters in the MCU are like the opposite of that. Like they're super serious. Yeah. And I kind of wish they were just kind of allowed to let loose. And I don't know like who that's coming from, right? Like I don't know if that's the studios, like, you know, these are like super serious characters. They're supposed to be leaders, you know, they have a legacy to uphold, all this stuff, like please be super serious. Or like maybe it is kind of like a self-imposed, like Anthony and Brie understand like how important their characters are to like the Black community and like and women in general, respectively. And like so like they're like, oh, we can't be like silly characters because then, you know, the major representation of us is going to be, you know, silly when we should be leaders. So I don't know. It's just something I was talking to a friend about the other day about, like, both captains are very much like the, you know, straight edge characters in their movies and, you know, in the crossover media, and it, on the outside at least, like in press and stuff like that, they're very, very, like, you know, they're just they're just genuine, like, nice, super fun, jovial people, and like that's kind of a shame that they don't get to have that too much on screen.
It might be like, you know, a little column A, column B sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I know I vaguely remember when, you know, they were introducing Captain Marvel to the MCU, that it seemed like, because, you know, she was coming in right at the towards the end of the Thanos stuff. Or did her first movie come out before? No, it was before Endgame, but they shot it.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
no, Infinity
It was one of
War
those,
or
like,
something.
yeah, it was one of those weird, um oh, something
Yeah,
came out.
they
It was Infinity War, Captain Marvel, Ant-Man and Wasp, and then Endgame. There might have been
yeah, but
another movie in between.
they shot her Avenger scenes before they shot her movie. I think that's why I'm getting. Anyway,
Mm.
she that I don't know if they ever explicitly said it, but it was the sort of thing where it's like, okay, like we're gonna, you know, transition out of these original MCU Avengers, and like it seemed like Captain Marvel was going to be one of the new big, you know, it seemed like it was going to be potentially a combination of like Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, and Black Panther. We're gonna, you know, take place of
Oh yeah, the new
Cat,
Trinity.
yeah, the new Trinity basically. And for whatever reason, that didn't. Well, for various reasons, that didn't work out. Um, but maybe that's part of why they were trying to, you know, like, okay, you need to be serious because you're going to be, you know, one of the next big leads of this franchise. And then maybe, you know, similarly, they're now doing that with Anthony Mackie taking on Mantle of Cap. So
Yeah. But yeah, it was just something I wanted to note because I don't know. I feel like they have the potential to be like really beloved, and I don't know who is basically telling them to do this, or if anyone is telling to do this. And I think if they just let loose, I think they would be a lot more. There would be a lot more popularity for them. But speaking of popularity, this next slide is just, these are ones that I really struggled with, like, wanting to include, and I just honestly don't know if I would, or maybe I'm thinking too much about it. But like, I looked at a lot of popularity polls and I found Thor on a lot of them. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like that's so weird to me, because Thor is a character that has historically, like, he's like straight up like checked out multiple times. Not his fault. Like, it's like Ragnarok or whatever world ending stuff for Asgardians that's happening for them. But he's just gone. And then he just like comes back later whenever a writer has an idea for him. So as much as people are like, yeah, I love Thor, I don't know. I don't know about Thor being in here. Same thing with Scarlet Witch. I think, wildly enough, I think Scarlet Witch was the highest female character popularity wise whenever I looked up stuff. And then Cyclops and Jean also, like, for me, I personally like really like those characters. They're founding X-Men, but I also didn't know how I felt about potentially having 5 X-Men be repped in like 16 in a permanent wave of 16. Same thing with Johnny. I think Guy on Fire is very iconic look, but I don't know if Fantastic Four has earned the cachet of like having 2 spots again in permanent stuff. And then Hawkeye, Daredevil, Ghost Rider, those three in particular, I feel like are characters that people say that they like, and I don't know. I just honestly don't know if they are kind of like the weird B-list characters that people just so happen to like, because I don't think they can really like sustain like movies on their own. I feel like they are good support. I know like Daredevil as like a Netflix show, all that is like huge, and I'm glad for that. But I don't know if people are just actually like Daredevil, or if it's just like, I don't know, the very obscure character weirdos.
Are there any real Daredevil fans?
I'm not saying they're
No, I'm
not
joking.
real. It's just I don't think there's enough of them to justify Daredevil having a spot in the 16. And then Rocket also was just another character. Like, I felt like there should be Guardians rep, but I just didn't know how to justify Rocket being in here. And I also feel that Rocket is kind of a package deal with Groot. Like that maybe that's just me, but I feel like they need to be together, and it's always weird when they're apart.
Yeah, especially now, post MCU.
I'm thinking about how like Rocket was in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and he was still British. He was still based off of the Abnett Lanning Guardians of the Galaxy run. He had the like the military uniform. He did not have Groot like in his supers or anything like that. But as soon as they made Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, that was post MCU, and like, okay, they are a package deal, Groot and Rocket forever. And he's also like a small character too. So I feel like he needs to have something, not just him, you know, to be included in like a permanent way. But yeah. I don't know. So I kind of like thrown it to you guys. Now that like maybe my premise is a little bit more clear, and kind of like gone over a whole bunch of both like toy culture relevancy stuff. Do you like, what characters do you think definitely need to be in like the second wave?
Well, I'll take the low hanging fruit here first. Wolverine.
Well,
None of us had Wolverine.
Well, I was saying like the this like first one. This first one is like for sure.
Oh,
right.
I'm an idiot. I forgot what happened an hour ago.
Yeah. So this first one is for sure. So outside these 8, what would be another 8?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Like
okay.
Charles Xavier.
A person that none of us brought up.
Not joking. Not again.
I feel like if you're gonna do another X-Men character, maybe like Rogue.
That's another character I considered, but also again, like, they are, at least in my eyes, a package deal. So I'm not saying it's wrong. I'll definitely put her in if there's no objections.
Yeah, it's valid. It's valid. I'm like trying to think real hard. I was like thinking Rogue or Gambit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also think it's kind of wild to think Rogue and Gambit before Jean and Cyclops. But
snap, yeah.
But
well,
I'm not saying, again, I'm not disagreeing with it. It's just kind of interesting, because of the fact of, you know, like culturally, I would think that like Cyclops would have a little bit more popularity, but like just Just doesn't.
Right.
I guess an actual low hanging fruit that you didn't pick would be Deadpool.
Oh yeah, I personally just didn't put Deadpool in because I don't like Deadpool, but I would definitely see
Garbage.
Deadpool. I would definitely see Deadpool being included for sure.
Yeah, because like I was about to ask that as well, but then I'm like, I mean, he's not really an X-Men. You know?
No, but
Like,
he's culturally just a
yeah,
saturated
associated.
Marvel character. So
Yeah.
again, I get it. I get it. But at the same time,
I know you had Hawkeye on your pool of maybes. We do need a new modern Hawkeye, so that's a possibility. Like a
oh yeah,
like a Matt Fraction Hawkeye,
yeah, not a
not like a classic
not,
Avengers Hawkeye.
oh, I was gonna say not a Jeremy Renner Hawkeye also.
Oh, okay, yeah, no.
Yeah, no. Free me from this MCU prison. Free me now.
Apparently he wants to work.
Yeah, it sounds like they maybe reached an agreement because he changed his tune.
Yeah.
I think Kevin Feige stepped in. It's like, you're gonna pay this man.
Honestly, like I'm more worried about like him kind of being involved from a just like, are you okay to work kind of thing. Like if he feels confident in doing it, sure.
Yeah,
But
it sounds like he is.
yeah, I
Right.
personally am just like, oh man, like, do you actually still want to do this, man? Like,
Right.
I mean, that's a whole other conversation, but it seems like they're really dragging their feet or don't know what they're doing with these young Avengers. Because it's like, you have these characters now, all these other older original Avengers are aging out of this. Like, are you going to hand off the reins or not?
Right. Release the movie. Release the movie.
or the show or something. Do shorts.
Right. Yeah,
So-
they need to do their version of Defenders, you know? There's you guys
Yeah. Yeah.
talk some sort of reason to bring them all together, and there you go.
That might, that might be the setup for Thunderbolts. Like, they're gonna, well, with the movie being released, they're now, of course, the new Avengers, and then it's like, do you think
Spoilers.
that later on? Oh, wait, my bad.
No, that's fine.
my bad. Do you think that they're gonna literally kind of make the shows for the Young Avenger to kind of combat the Thunderbolts? I feel like that might end up being a thing. Like, and like one of those break free of this crazy Black Ops government group. Something like that. I don't know. My brain is like
I
full
don't
on
I haven't seen it
conspiracy
yet,
theory right
so
now.
I don't know.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. No, that's fine. I personally, like, I don't want to go too haterade on like current MCU stuff because obviously there's a lot of balls being juggled in the air right now, so there's a lot of different things at play and it's hard to make movies and all that. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with some of this stuff, and it is that thing that they were saying of what we were saying of like time is running out.
Yeah,
these, like,
people are
folks.
losing interest.
Yeah, especially that aspect of it, and it's it's just kind of crazy.
You cast
to think.
Oscar Isaac in a role, and we haven't seen him in what feels like a decade. Like, come on.
And then
It
with
is-
the dance that is Blade.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, are we gonna throw Blade on this list, maybe?
Right.
Yeah, that's another character I definitely considered.
If we're gonna shove another Spider-Man character on here, it's got to be either Miles or Spider-Gwen.
Yeah,
I'm really feeling Miles because he is like, booming right now.
I can see an argument made for Miles for sure. I definitely am in the like classic Marvel vein, so that like that's where like a lot of my thought processes came from. But yeah, I think Miles definitely deserves a spot. And like I said, I was maybe potentially concerned at like having too much Spider-Man stuff in
Oh yeah.
in in it. But like, yeah, we'll do Miles.
You can never have too much Spider-Man. Let's be honest.
Spider-Man.
That is
He's
a
on my key.
I was gonna say he is a popular. That's a popular TikTok sound right now. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's the show us your team, and it's like it's Marvel vs. Capcom picking stuff, and it's like Captain America, Wolverine, Deadpool, Spider-Man, 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 and just like keeps on repeating Spider-Man, and like that's real. It's very real.
Yeah. Spider-Man. Spider-Man. Oh man.
Yeah, I'm putting Miles on here.
So we said Miles. We said what else? Did we say?
Gambit, Rogue, potentially Blade.
Gambit, Rogue, Blade. Trying to think. I'm scrolling through Walmart trying to blow through
Yeah.
ideas here.
I think I'm looking at the same one, and some of these I'm like, okay. Like a lot of these, yeah, they could use a release, but I wouldn't put it in like a essentials sort of, starter series sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
And we said Blade for sure.
I would say so.
I
Fire.
I was kind of surprised how fucking pumped people were to see Blade and Rivals.
Right.
Like, I like granted, like he had been teased for a while, and Dracula's in the game, and the fucking high top fade meme with Jeff. Like
that was crazy.
There's definitely hype there, so I get it.
how many female characters do we have?
With Storm, only one.
Okay.
Unless we're putting a Rogue Gambit on there.
Oh. I mean, do we want to put Black Widow?
Black Widow is also another one that I definitely waffled on, because yeah, she, like, you can't deny that she is important in the movies at the very least. So
Oh,
that would be a good one. Maybe.
I have an idea for a weird deluxe fig.
Shoot.
I'm mainly thinking Man-Thing.
Man-Thing?
Because like you use them in Werewolf by Night, right? And then not do anything with those characters. Yeah, just don't touch upon them ever again, and just reference something once. Because what's Man-Thing doing now? Know what I'm saying? What he doing? What that giant green algae doing?
Getting sushi.
Yeah.
He's waiting to be called on.
Elsa, how about Loki?
Yeah, that's a good pick as well.
I do be digging that one.
Arguably more popular than Thor. Next to the MCU.
Yeah.
Craziness. I mean, I'm all for it though. They really did work with Loki in the MCU for like some crazy reason.
Yeah, who's
They
gonna be
haven't.
our
Have they ever
boss?
given us that Avengers look for Loki, MCU wise?
Avengers, no. They
We
gave
got
the TV show Loki. That's it.
no, we got Infinity War Loki. I'm pretty sure
Oh yeah.
Oh,
it was in a
okay.
2-pack.
Yeah, you know what? I
Oh, I
did
thought
see
we were
some.
talking about skins. My
No,
bad.
no, I'm
I
talking
was
about.
like, we're skins and rivals for some reason.
No, that does remind me. I did see someone put a Loki head on a Sylvie uh, body, and it kind of worked.
Oh snap! There you go.
Tom Hiddleston is really tall though, isn't he?
Oh, I didn't even think about.
Just like
I
make him
didn't.
shrink.
I didn't even think about the height difference. For me, I'm just like, oh wow,
Yeah, he's 6'2". That doesn't work.
the body like kind of works for it, oddly enough. I was thinking about that too, of just like that Avengers costume has never been made figure wise, and that's kind of wild to me. um
Yeah, it's a crime that we haven't gotten the new like Avengers one Loki.
yeah, that's definitely something that they could do in a anniversary wave. um because
Man,
that
I'm trying to see the patterns and like these releases I'm seeing on Walmart. I'm like, I'm trying to see the patterns, and I don't see them. I don't know if
what do
I'm
you mean
blind.
what do you mean the releases on Walmart?
Oh, just like just whatever's available on Walmart for Marvel Legends. Like, just trying to see any correlation aside from like maybe it's like
Oh,
a bunch of
well,
Spider-Man figures out of nowhere. It's not in sorted in any way, I don't think, aside from
yeah,
price.
that's the thing that's unfortunate, is that like ever since the various retailers started allowing like third party stuff to be in there, it's just really rough to actually like find anything.
And usually it's way worse than Amazon because at least Amazon is usually pretty good about grouping different listings or
Right.
different sellers under one product page. But Walmart, it's the Wild West. It seems like there is like multiple product pages for the same thing from different
Yeah, I'm
sellers.
like, what is?
How do you feel about the deluxe release being Groot and Rocket?
Oh, Groot and Rocket for
Yeah, since they're a package deal.
I think that's doable.
Where would
For
the
sure.
or for the Build-A-Fig, right? So then would Rocket be packaged with another fig then?
Yeah, so I guess that I guess we need clear. Are we doing a traditional build a figure or is it a deluxe release?
No. In my idea, I just used the basis of a Build-A-Fig, but it's not actually a Build-A-Fig.
Okay. Okay. My brain automatic
'Cause
always goes to
if
Build-A-Fig.
yeah, if it's build a fig, then Man Thing makes more sense.
That would be crazy. And then you could group them with like one of the least favorite characters, right? So then forcing you to buy that box for Rocket.
Right.
For the Rocket in it. You could put anything in there. You could actually put
Ooh,
Impossible Man in there.
what do we think about a new comic? Oh no, we just got one actually. That doesn't work.
Which one?
I was gonna say Nick Fury, but we just got a new one in that 3-pack.
Word. Yeah.
Nick Fury could be an army builder too.
True.
Yeah,
Just
that's true.
head swap.
Just like a shield agent. You could give him
Or
twice
how
a head.
about we do
Different heads.
army builder World War II guy. So like give like a Dum Dum Dugan head.
Oh, yo, yeah, with the bowler hat.
Yo,
yeah.
Okay, Dum Dum Dugan was wildly high in the top 100 Marvel characters in Ranker, and I was kind of shook, honestly.
Dude, it's crazy. The only reason why I knew about him was because of playing Marvel Ultimate Alliance. I forgot if it was the first one or the second one, because you meet him.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and as a kid, I just made fun of his name the entire time.
Yeah, he
That's
can
it.
die. He can die in that mission.
What?
Yeah, he can die in that mission.
Oh,
As a person
good
who has
thing
gone
I'm
through that
European.
multiple times in like hard mode, he can die. He has a health bar.
Really, this is me just trying to get a Neil McDonough head for action
I-
figures.
Oh, yeah.
What again? What a unfortunate, like, kind of a waste of an actor, right? Like
Right, he's one and done. Like this actor is never going to be in the MCU.
yeah, he could have
Spilled
been
water all over myself.
he could have been. Marvel was cooking there, and then he was in Agents of Shield or Agent Carter, one of those.
I think Agent Carter.
Agent Carter makes sense.
Yeah.
And oh, this is a PNG already. Awesome, thank you, Marvel / Hasbro Singapore.
Heck yeah. Just shout out to the homie G's in Singapore.
Yeah. They have a lot of like very up-to-date product pages on Pulse Singapore. Interestingly enough.
Yeah, because like a lot of I think a lot of the Common Rider stuff that I get is like probably sent through Singapore, I think.
Okay.
He was on
real-
Carter and Agents of Shield.
Real quick, we have only
Yeah,
technically
where we
one
at?
slot. We're on one slot left, technically. Because it is right now Hawkeye, Loki, Blade, Miles, Rogue, Nick Fury, and I'm looking for a Rocket and Groot picture right now.
You want to do another lady then? We only have one.
Yeah, that would honestly reflect very much like a typical Marvel Legends wave of like
Yeah.
just a one girl.
Uh,
Oh wait, Black Widow. I think we.
oh,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
think
That
we
could
said
also
Black
be a
Widow.
army fig as well. Army builder. Just a bunch of Black Widows.
That's true.
Different head
Terrifying.
sculpts.
Is that all of them then? Are we...
Yeah,
Nice.
that'd be it. But man, it is truly like you go through that fast. Like I said, when
Oh.
you start like thinking of it in this way, it just goes
Yeah.
really, really fast.
I think I had like 20 tabs open when I was doing my list.
I was just thinking like real hard of like what I would want instead of what anybody else would want. I just made it very conceited.
Basically what I did too.
I
I
mean,
was like, I
on
really
some
want
level,
another
that-
death set.
on some level though, I have heard like that's essentially how like a lot of product lines get decided on. Is just like, what do the people, what do these people actually like? It's not really necessarily what fans want, right? It's what the people who are working on stuff want to do, which on some level is like, I'm glad like at least they want to care about the stuff that they're making, right? But
Yeah.
it is
Yeah,
it
they
is
definitely... Sorry.
no, go ahead.
Yeah, my understanding is they obviously try to give people what they want to a degree, but they also get to like they the way they talk about it, because they talk about it a little bit more in depth at like their Comic-Con panels, and it sounds like the people on the Marvel Legends team essentially get a pick. You know, they get one figure that they get to pick usually, and that's how we sometimes get the figures that should not be picked, that do not make sense to release, and somehow yet get the budget for entire new tooling. So
Oh, I sent a picture of Rocket and Groot, but it's the very wrong Groot.
I was gonna say.
No, yes, use that one. Yes, that's the
We
one.
gotta use this one.
Oh, I was gonna say it's funny. I just picked the product image for the Marvel Universe one because again, uh, honestly, the rocket that's in there is what my ideal for rocket is anyway. So, two birds, one stone.
Yeah.
This is honestly, this is not a bad like by committee version, and then I'll throw it into the
So what you're saying is we're exactly like Hasbro.
yeah. I
We
mean,
are Hasbro employees. That's the secret stream. Just lift up mask.
we're giving you a sneak peek, and you missed out by not being in the stream to tell us what you guys wanted.
You guys goofed. Be sure to join Discord so you know when the next time is we'll do this.
Mm-hmm,
Oh, yeah.
mm-hmm. All right. Okay.
Are we offline now?
No. No, I'm replacing the graphic. If I can.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, what?
It's like we can see your browser.
I was like, what is this?
No, there's just like there is a ton of there's a ton of windows I had to minimize just now. Okay. Let's see. All right.
Oh, you like friends at the table?
Wait, what is that rocket? That's not
I
the
guess-
one I put on. No, I'm joking.
Like I said, it's the one from Marvel Universe.
Right.
Yeah, there we go. There's our by committee wave.
Sure, be ready.
Very nice.
Yeah, that's not a bad wave.
If we have two figures that are crouching in the same way.
Good lord, that Loki is so shiny.
Yeah,
He's
like
so
the gloss
shiny.
on that is insane.
Wow, I'm sorry, I just realized that. Like, he is so
Bro,
shiny.
he got the baby oil on him, bro. That's his greatest trick of all.
But yeah, thank you for doing this by committee one. Like I said, this is honestly like this is not a bad wave at all. A lot of good staple picks of who should
Yeah,
be
'cause
in the collection.
that recent Blade figure sold out like crazy, and I think it's. I haven't looked down the aftermarket, but I'm pretty sure it's a lot on the aftermarket already.
Mm-hmm.
Man, good choices. Good choices.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Hasbro,
very
please
interesting
hire
when yeah. It's very interesting when you have to kind of like think about like, you know, not only character choices but like toyetic aspects of it. Like I said, like if you have Nick Fury in there, that's a army builder. You can have like, you know, Goon Squad, Shield agents, and even if the rocket is potentially gonna like lose articulation, there's a companion piece to a Groot. And yeah, we need the AHA Hawkeye. They are like going through and like updating a bunch of those early Hasbro Marvel Legends figures, and I feel like that is one of them that they did. There was a AHA style Hawkeye in there that they definitely should update. And
what is AHA? Am I going crazy?
That's the artist's last name. It's David AHA.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I was
Or
like, what? I don't know this term.
AJA is how it's spelled.
No, I just didn't know in general, because like I was like, you're throwing this around. I don't know anything about it. I'm like,
Yeah,
I was
gonna say
like, aha.
Yeah, the brand. Aha, duh.
I was like,
it's also
It's
kind of
crossover.
crazy looking at that recent Blade. Having made a TikTok using him recently, man, that thing needs butterfly joints so bad. I did not think about it until like I tried to do like two-handed sword holds, and it's like, oh, this is awful actually. It definitely needs to be modified in some way. I don't know if I'm gonna go as far as to like replace its like torso, but man, I could not do sword holds with two hands to save my life with that thing. That like felt good.
I think people were at least modifying the jackets to get his arms lower because he's one of those ones where his arms, like in a neutral position, still stick out.
Yeah, I kind of live with the fact that there's like a whole bunch of figures that can't really put their arms down. That's gonna have that gap, but I can see why people are definitely not happy with this Blade. And I'm not saying they have to do like a Marvel Rivals one, but they definitely should make another Blade anyway.
Which is
maybe
wild because that wave got a lot of budget. It felt like
they gotta
the
get
mindless
the
one
Deadpool 3.
Yeah.
Deadpool 3 Blade.
I want to say
need
that
it.
mindless one wave was the first of the waves that had like, oh, they're like going back to what quote unquote like peak Marvel Legends was like, because
Yeah.
that was the wave that had a lot of accessories, because Blade had the glaive, he had sword, the stakes, the Lady Deathstrike had fans, swords, and like that mindless one was like a really nice build-a-figure.
Yeah, I'm salty
even,
that that's an expensive build-a-figure. I want to get him, but
I can't remember when, but I want to say in an interview either this year or last year, they did ask like if that mindless one was going to be released as a deluxe, and I think they said yes for sure.
yeah, that's why I'm hesitant to get the pieces on eBay because someone asked them like they basically said like, "Yo, why the f did you do an army builder as a build-a-figure?" And they're like, "Well, maybe we'll do a deluxe or a 2-pack army builder 2-pack one day or something maybe." And I'm like, "Well, I'm just gonna wait until you eventually do that then."
I would love to see a full
Because they have been doing that
builder.
recently too. A lot of build-a-figures as deluxes, so it seems like virtually guaranteed.
Yeah, I was gonna say they definitely. I want to see what would happen if they did like a full army builder BAF. So the BAF is an army builder, and every figure in the selection is army builder too. Like that would go crazy.
That would have to definitely be a fan channel only way because there's no way a retailer would go for that.
Yeah, like all these like just bad guy goon henchmen folks. But
next stream, everyone really tune in next stream where we do a army builder only wave.
All right.
Number 1, the guy who killed Uncle Ben.
I almost
best
went,
army builder.
You mean
all right, yeah. So off the top of our head, let's do it. Okay, so we got regular goon. All right, let's say the second one, we need an AIM agent. I feel like, or did we recently get an AIM agent? I don't remember.
No, there hasn't been AIM agents for a long time.
Okay, so AIM agent, that has to be another one.
Okay. AIM, Hydra.
I was gonna say Hydra.
Maybe another shield agent. I'll just go. A hand ninja, obviously.
Hydra,
hand ninja, yeah.
Suit.
All right,
suit guy.
If you want to be really cheap, you can do. It's just a straight re-release. You do the Comic Carnage again from.
The
Nolan Black when he had the squiggly on the drones, basically.
I honestly, as much as you made the joke of the guy who killed Uncle Ben, I honestly think like just like random carjacker would be fine.
Yeah,
like it was like just street a street criminal of
Well,
some
okay,
kind.
it'll be Marvel's carjacker. Okay,
Yeah, Marvel's
Marvel's
carjacker. Did that guy
Now with
have a name
copyrighted crowbar.
in the Raimi movies? Did that guy have a name, or is it just like Uncle Ben's killer?
I think it was Uncle Ben's killer. Not gonna lie, because like I remember looking at the credits. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
That guy also has a very distinct face. Like, I think they definitely could not use that like the Raimi movie one for sure. But like they could definitely use just like generic street criminal, AIM trooper, Hydra soldier, shield guy.
They did give him
hand
a
ninja.
name.
Oh, he does have a name?
Yeah, it's Dennis Carradine.
Dennis? Oh.
You
No.
know he did it.
No offense to people who are named Dennis, but
Really? He's not listed as that on IMDb. That's weird.
It's not listed?
What's
Oh,
the
I
actor's
think
name?
the actor's name I do not know. But I think they pulled that name from the game.
Oh, okay.
The from the PlayStation 2 game, I believe, for Spider-Man.
Oh, you're referencing a fandom wiki is the problem.
Oh.
Oh no, I'm using AI here.
No.
AI overview
What
from
is he-
Google. It definitely pulled it from that information.
That's really funny.
Yeah, he's just listed as carjacker.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So you're right. It would be Marvel's carjacker.
Marvel's carjacker.
That's crazy. But yeah, there you go. That's the BAF wave, and then they can just do mindless
Heck yeah.
ones again. Or they could do like big mole man monsters. They could do that too.
Oh, that's valid. Especially after recent movies.
Oh, Doombots. We could do a different version of Doom for Doombots.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, like the classic like head kind of for Doombots.
Yeah.
Hold on.
You could also do Ultron drones. You can do.
There was a
Oh my! If you want to get
Hellfire soldiers, that's what they're called. Hellfire soldiers.
get our Spider-Man. I haven't played.
Mm.
My understanding is the very beginning of Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man 2, fight Sandman, and he has like little like mini versions of him, and it's basically just the No Way Home Sandman. So you could throw that in there as a army builder Sandman.
Oh, yeah. I get it now. I see it. I see the vision.
Yeah, you could do a whole bunch of like Venom guys too. Just
Like
Yeah.
symbiote
body.
characters.
Yeah. Blank body, different colors, that kind of thing. Yeah, lots of they could do multiple all army
Thunderbolt
builder
Ross?
BAFs.
Finally.
I mean, that's a army builder. Like I turned and I was like, wait a minute. Like
They could
he's
do
in
like
army fatigues, right?
they could do like Gamma Core, or Weapon X, Spec Ops guys. That I'm not gonna lie, that would be very GI Joe territory for
for
like,
Thunderbolt.
generic soldier
True.
guys.
Very much.
Is there like a
stepping
generic
on someone's shoes?
general in GI Joe at all? I feel they haven't done a general figure. I feel like.
I don't think they're going to do a like traditional general uniform thing, and I think we briefly talked about it before, but there is like the Monster Force general, and they're including a legally distinct Thunderbolt Ross head in there. So but that's definitely a release I really hope comes out soon, because I want a Ross, and if but I'll wait to see what that Hulk wave is like. Though I think did they say it's an all deluxe wave though, so it's all gonna be
It's
big
not
guys.
clear because it. Let's pull up the list here real quick. We don't have enough time to talk about the whole list, but
Yeah, I want to
yeah,
say it does say it's like Hulk deluxe wave.
yeah, and it seemed like it was a partial list. Oh, here we go. Deluxe Hulk Wave. Oh, and then there's no figures, or at least the DMB didn't have the figures. I think the Chinese leakers maybe had some names on there, but they're not confirmed yet. I think Abomination was one of them. I want to say Abomination was one.
Yeah, they got to make a new Abomination for sure. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yo. So I just had a crazy idea on another option. Scroll. I
yeah.
forget Scroll is a thing.
Oh, we're
That's like the most obvious thing. I'm
Yeah.
like, wait a minute.
Yeah, Skrulls, Kree soldiers, Shi'ar troopers,
Completely just. I'm
Brood.
like, wait a minute.
You could do
Yeah.
Brood, Annihilation
yeah.
Wave bugs. Yeah,
We're
plenty of stuff.
thinking too grounded. We need to
Yeah,
go
I was
up.
about to say the same thing.
Yeah, and
Our puny Earth brain.
and I will be including. I'll put the blanks for these 8-slot Marvel Legends wave things and all the colors that we have. So red, gold, green, blue, purple. So you can make your own waves of various things. Maybe I'm gonna just mess around and actually make those henchmen Build-A-Figure BAF waves, because I didn't think about it, but there is actually a lot of potential for those. And you could even like theme them too. You can have like soldier guys, you can have like the alien ones, you can have kind of like the weirdos wave. But yeah, there's lots of potential. But yeah, thanks for indulging me and doing this this theory crafting, thinking about the potential for kind of like a basics line. Really appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, for sure. It was fun.
All right. Until next time, folks.